we still have an inkling that it is going to be the victor on the bottom side, and Gangplank is locked in, so Doran to be pilot anything, and they will take the maximum. And so this Ocean Drake will be taken down. We'll see what the next one's going to be, as Infernal Drake coming up next, and we will, of course, have a Cloud Soul for game number 1. As Doran going to get knocked up, Canna, not with a lot of mana available, but you can see Doran just walking into that one, flash forward, and that was just disrespect.
That's going even against Gangplank in the mid lane, and this is a byproduct to how Chovy chose to play out the lane. Now Faker drawing a lot of aggro here.
Yep, barrel comes down. They do get the flash out. Yeah, double flashes in here as Pyoshik's going to be able to take down the Akali. Kaz is being...
So there's a Victor and a Gangplank. Things just get really hard as, okay, pick scaling comp, rotate for Herald, and see how it works, Cotton.
Yeah, well, Keria is going to go down very low, eats the Grey Health, flashes away, but in goes Faker. Is able to execute the Tahm Kench, but now he's on the wrong side. He's got the Shroud, but already 2 kills have come in as Teddy takes a magical journey. Looks for the next one, but Faker steals it away. Back available as T1 look like they are going to fight for this. Teleport coming in, it's down very low. There's the Tempered Fate, and Pyoshik doesn't have his flash available. He will have to use that ultimate, but the Devour comes in first. Faker now in the backline. The Dragon is stolen away, but this is all about the Akali and what he can do to try and eradicate all of those plates on this turret. So, slight advantage here, but Deft will need a Devour here from Keria. Does get him into his belly, but Keria relatively low, and Kaz making his way in. Teddy should be taken down here as DRX have turned it bottom side, and now Kaz could be in trouble. There's the stopwatch from Keria. Deft very low, but Kaz as well takes that auto from the Victor and is in a lot of trouble. Abyssal Voyage, Deft can't get in, and Faker is going to be able to take down the Tahm Kench.
One in the end, not the end of the world, but T1 definitely making out ahead as Canna trying to run for his life right now. He's gonna make it. He's gonna dab on them with the Pengu emote.
These kids, man.
Yeah. 2 minutes until Mountain Soul comes up, and with all the jungle camps
in trouble. Look at that lethality doing work as Chovy and Faker fighting it out. Faker getting that ultimate out of Chovy is a big deal, actually, as Chovy's still sitting on all of those oranges, and Faker now having to run for the hills. He does have teleport, but Pyoshik's coming down as well. No Shroud for the next couple of seconds, as he doesn't go for the alcove. Does get the Shuriken backflip though, but there's the snipe.
Testament to just how unfortunate that situation would have been, or could have been, for T1. The kill ends up going over to Doran. Mountain Drake captured, and we got some action up here in the top lane. There's no turret plates, however.
Yep, just going to be that turret, as Shirley is going to be answered by Doran.
The low ground is exactly where they want to be. Horn has an upgrade of not electing to use it on anyone.
Yeah, Faker's actually going to be taken down very low here. Goes Golden, Gravity Field is set up, Flash comes down as there's the Cannon Barrage, stopping a lot of this re-engage from T1. Subjugate now on cooldown as DRX are just going to move over and take this outer turret. As Death Rays are flying left, right, and center. Keria, they're making sure that T1 aren't rotating over to this Drake. And now it looks like 3 members of T1 have been caught out of position. Cuz down to half health as DRX, they claim the low ground. Now it's time for T1 to find a way back in.
Yeah, and you can see Canna, just barely going to miss the Death Ray. He upgraded the Obsidian Cleaver here instead of Teddy's Molten Edge, which is a little bit surprising. They're going to go over the wall. They're going to flip.
Yeah, we're looking for a 50-50 as Faker's right into the backline. Great Devour from Keria, and Faker falls. Canna gets exhausted as it is going to be the Mountain Drake locked down by DRX, and they claim a couple of kills. Abyssal Voyage very aggressively on top of Kuz, who will get licked by Keria and destroyed. But no, fantastic snare comes through from Effort. I don't know whether it's going to be enough as flashes forward from DRX, and they are not stopping Teddy. In trouble, the flash from Chovy, the Chaos Storm, not enough, and Teddy's going to survive.
Outmuscle teleports coming in to try to do something, but this should be the Baron.
Faker's going to dive on in, and oh my god, Faker steals the Baron, he's turned it immediately, takes down the jungler as well. Keria, no options. This is an uber throw out of DRX, but a fantastic capitalization by T1. They ace DragonX in the Baron pit, and now the game might just be over.
The game might indeed be over, Atlas, as they have a minion wave in close proximity. But the death timers, I'm actually not sure. All right, at the very least, they should be able to get the inhibitor. They're not actually going to go for the end of the game. They're going to get the inhibitor. Well, they should actually leave the inhibitor alive. They shouldn't take it at this point. Instead, just, yes, okay.
And now, T1 pressuring this inner turret. They will be able to take that one down. In the meantime, Faker's in the mid lane, just keeping Deft and Pyosik busy. The wave clear offered by this Victor is not as powerful with this Baron buff applied. And T1, look, this dragon is just already taken. Kaz is going to be able to eliminate it. And DRX unable to do anything. And here's the Ornhorn to try and go for the re-engage. Double knock up there on the Pyosik and Carrier. There's the Cannon Barrage. Faker gets into the backline. Hasn't done anything just yet, though. This is going to get shot by Chovy a few times. Redemption coming on in. And that is going to get Faker back up to relatively high health. Flash is going to be flashed by Carrier. As Deft making his way in, but not able to actually follow up with this Chaos Storm, as Teddy not going to be
on the Jace or the Gangplank as Kanna's caught out.
Yeah, gonna be able to get the knock up there as Deft gets devoured, gets spat out again. Good knock up there from Carrier. Deft has to flash to get himself out of the way. Faker immediately exhausted, dives onto Deft, who's already dead actually. Defelios takes him down as Chovy, the last real man standing who can do any damage, but Doran is going to be there. Effort chasing after Carrier now. They're just going to give up their Tahm Kench as Doran moves on back. 1.5 minutes until that Mountain Drake is available. And Chovy should be able to get the back off here. No, not able to. As he's hit by the Forge Fire Cape. Effort turns up, doesn't land the Cosmic Binding as Chovy trying to do the impossible. Takes a magical journey, wants to take down the Bard. But he's just gone back and forth through this journey. Canna, can he actually take him down here though is the question. He's going to get that lifeline. A lot of extra lifesteal now available for this Gangplank, who's going to get knocked up. And there is the boop with the Brittle.
Way where DRX is supposed to win the next teamfight, Atlas. I really don't see it in any foreseeable universe as
Drake. Not necessarily all that much of a big deal, but DRX are getting in here. Tempered Fate comes down. Single knockup from Canna isn't the best as Chovy's in this Drake pit. Goes golden with his stopwatch, but he's still in danger and will be taken out as Kaz locks down the Mountain Soul. And T1 are staring down a game 1 win. Faker diving into the back line. And now Doran trying to run, but he's not going to be able to. 5 members of T1 just launching after him. He buys a small amount of time, but it's a double kill for Faker. A 10,000 gold lead and a game 1 win for T1.
And I think that that's just going to be it. There's no way for DRX to sort of resist this push. I mean, Carrier, he's going to try what he can, but none of the members are going to come up in time. Magical Journey to help just get some of the members across, and this is going to be game 1 going over to T1. Even though there was some shakiness, they almost actually threw the game away, but they managed to remain steadfast. They brought it back. Yeah.
But these are the Nexus turrets falling down. T1, game 1 in this best of 5, pretty comfortably in the end.
They are only going one direction, and the only thing that is saving it and allowing DRX, and that Aatrox is going to be really susceptible now to...
Oh my goodness, he might actually be able to turn this as well as he gets the boot back. Nicely done. And now, it was a shock blast away from death for Doran. Not quite there anymore as Pyosik once again back towards the top side, still with flash in hand, and he's going to back on a ward. Absolutely not what you want, as this might still be a turnaround opportunity. There it is! We saw it coming and it happened. It's going to be a 1-for-1 most likely as the red buff ticks down, but still. You got to find the mark as Deft finds a whole bunch of damage onto Effort. And these turret plates are going to just start falling as the Cloud Soul Chovy.
So the thing here is that Set doesn't end up getting dove during all of this, so they do still lose some minion waves with Effort there to pick up all. And, well, Faker still continuing to get...
Oh my god, he just solo killed him! Underneath the turret with a Pierce, Chovy. Amazing play now, Kaz out of position. Pillar is fantastic this time around, and Kaz has to flash to get out of the Cataclysm. But Chovy's going to flash forward, misses the Pierce. That is going to be an unforced error, but Chovy's still going to pick up this Trundle, throws it back towards Teddy, just to make sure that they're not going to die to it, but Teddy is in trouble. Good stun onto Chovy, and he does fall down in the end, punished for over-aggression. Full damage. As Deft very close to just being able to satchel charge this turret to death, and he's going to do it right there. So
with the Jace. But you can see Jace rotating into mid. He would be forced to share with Goldon.
Yep, there's the Fate's Call. Faker not going to get knocked up, but he has absolutely no mana. Doran's going to get in. Great knock-up, but the Dawning Shadow will come in and keep Canna alive. The double flashes come in, but Kaz is there with the body slam. Fantastic defensive play here from T1 as Doran taking so much damage. Mega Inferno Bomb is going to land, but only onto Faker. And DRX
do a way for Chovy to live there without any added assistance. And now in your favor with high variance plays. And I just don't know what really can do anything against T1s. It's going to be so hard for them to engage. I mean, Canna.
There's the Cataclysm. Carrier going down very, very low. Knockup finally comes in as Dawning Shadow there to try and keep Canna alive, but Effort's going to teleport forward. There's the showstopper onto Pyosik as he's looking to try and get out of there. Faker's going to throw down the exhaust onto Carrier. Carrier going to survive for the moment. Pyosik also surviving for a very long time, but finally does go down. Kaz looks for one, but misses onto Deft. It's a good flash. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down, and Doran is going to survive.
That was 100% of a free kill.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Both of these teams are actually greeding a little bit.
So T1 don't give up too much map control by taking this Drake either. They do have all of the vision control down here towards the bottom. Still being sat on by Pyosik. We'll see where he's actually going to put that one down. Ideally, it will be in the mid lane as Canna has jumped on top of Doran. The flash not going to be enough there as he's looking for the final knockup. Will get it as Worldender is in. Flash over from Canna and is still able to secure the kill despite going this way.
Yeah, I mean, Canna is just destroying Doran in this series.
Oh my god, speaking of being destroyed, Teddy getting taken down.
The really key thing here is this next Mountain Drake is going to be super important because there's more and more resistances starting to come in on
my god.
T1 members.
That's a fair bit of burst. As Canna is, you can't stop it. There's absolutely nothing that they can do here. As Faker isn't actually aware of Doran backing in that brush, as Carrier was going back home as well. This inhibitor turret should just be taken down as Chovy's looking to take away a control ward. Package delivered to Chovy as the exhaust comes in as well. He's trying to hop out of here and he has nowhere to go whatsoever. Great cask once again from Kaz. And in the meantime, Canna is just winning the game by himself.
Yeah. Canna opens up the top inhibitor turret, and that's really big because that can create a win con now if they end up getting the Baron and having the wave in close proximity. They'll just be able to run that through, but Super Mega Death Movie and just killing him as Canna was really busy raising everything up in top lane. And this game, I think, is just... hold on!
Okay.
Pyosik, he can't tank it. Oh, no.
Okay, so Canna's just going to wait for it.
Huh?
Faker's in the pit for some reason. Not sure exactly how that happened because we were panned towards the bottom side. Baron down to half health. Remember, they do have Rend available. T1 are teleporting for this one as Effort dives into the backline. Great face breaker as Doran's going to... Sorry, Deft is going to get taken down first. A double kill for Canna, who's just a monster in this team fight. And Teddy had respawned. He's got a Dawning Shadow. And once again, DRX hand over a Baron on a silver platter.
Oh! And these bullets are actually missing Chovy, but it doesn't matter. And there's the minion wave with close proximity to the Baron buffed up minions. 25 seconds on the Ziggs. He will have his ultimate available, but you can see Effort recalling. He has TP. They could lock up the turret plates, and this might just be the end yet again, Atlas, as DRX, Baron's playing for T1.
It certainly is. Seems like DRX can never go for a Baron without it just belonging to T1. As they do have a couple respawning. Carrier and Pyosik down here, not with a lot of damage available, but it's Effort down here, not necessarily one of the large damage dealers. If that was Canna, he probably would have killed both of them, but instead he's going to take down this outer turret in the mid lane. Yeah, there might be some disconnects, but then we're probably going to have to pause, guys, so that's not even going to be a win condition here for DRX. As this inner turret falls down, remember there was no inhibitor turret anyway on the bottom side as Canna is taking a fair bit of damage. It's a good pillar there from Pyosik. But Chovy can't chase after him. Faker doing a lot of damage to this turret as well as he moves this next minion wave forward. As Canna should be able to take down this inhibitor. Doran down to half health. There's the Fate's Call. Doesn't get a knock-up though. As Kaz getting burned down. But there's the turnaround. Pyosik should be dying here. Dawning Shadow comes in to keep all of T1 alive. 3 dead. In the blink of an eye, Deft going to fall down as well. Double kill for Faker as he's going to get rid of this inhibitor as well. And Carrier barely has a health bar. I don't know what you're doing out of your fountain right now, as this is going to be the last push for T1 in Game 2. And they're already at match point. They are speedrunning these playoffs so far.
Yeah, and that's going to be the Nexus turret's falling. And Atlas, this is really just looking like a 3-0 because I refuse to believe DRX is going to get any sort of a draft edge that would give them hope. Well,
not super psyched about, but that is fine. If it goes over to Chovy, then maybe it's going to be a fun matchup. We'll see. Pyosik's position not given away just yet. Has the ultimate, and they land it onto the Lucian. No opportunity to flash or anything down this Cloud Drake. And we'll see what the next Dragon is going to be and give us some options when it comes to the Dragon Soul, and it's going to be its outer turret. As perfect timing there, we'll be able to just insta-kill this one. So Deft, a lot of extra money in his back pocket.
Seems like they want to try to scale up more before the inevitable big team fight.
Linda now on cooldown, but not a huge deal. As Pioshik moving towards the bottom side, Canna going to take a shock blast. Able to move out of some of the damage there, but into the
down in bot lane. This should crash and get this bottom tier 2 turret. Equalizer though.
Yep, Doran in a little bit of trouble as the Brambles do come forward. It's at least the Jace kill as Arctic Assault should try and get Pioshik out of here. Able to answer with an ulti there onto Canna as he's slowed down. And Pioshik's just trying to run his way out. The culling still available. And the flash eventually comes in, but Pioshik will not survive this. As they are going to take a fair bit of damage, but DRX trying to offer more back on the other
side.
side.
Get themselves an Infernal Dragon.
Well, Chovy's in trouble. He has to try and humble dash to get himself out of here, but he's not going to be able to do so. Chovy, oh no, they give up on the kills. The rest of DRX do come on over, but still, in the end, it is going to be a kill. Effort's going to go down, though, and so that's going to mean a 1-for-1. Being the fact that he did the last damage to him, and the staggered Death's Dance damage came in. He's able to take a dragon. That is fantastic news for T1 as they have full vision of this going down. As Kaz not in position, and now it's soul point for DRX. Resist. And this tower is going to get booped. There it is. Satchel Charge takes care of it. But Def just wants to hold on to that artillery strike for as long as possible. Oh, goodbye. That was for another 25 seconds.
And the Ziggs is showing up here in match point for DRX. They just need to die. They need to stop the Dragons from entering.
If he can steal it, no, it's not going to happen. And there is Infernal Soul. Massive damage, but the Dawning Shadow, it flies over. As DRX finally pull the trigger, they are going to start off with Baron immediately. T1 do throw down that small ward area, lying in wait. Equalizer goes down onto everyone from Faker. As Deft down to about half. Effort trying to move in here. There are no smites for this Baron though, and it will be taken. The flash in. Kuz was there to try and make it a 50-50, but Baron is going to finally defect. It chooses DRX for this game as Canna's going down very low. Carrier just trying to take him, and he's going to be able to. Gets the reset on top of it. There's the other one. So much money for DRX. How unfortunate that they're not going to be able to spend it because they're deciding that it's time to win the game.
And they're going to be able to end the game. The death timers are way too high. Top minion wave in super close proximity, and this means that we're going to a game number 4, which no one was probably expecting after watching the first 2 games, but DRX in this game 3 match point managed to fight back, and Deft with a really good performance on
as possible.
Not going to be the Morgana, it's actually just going to be the Braum. The Bombies doesn't have usage against the Lucian. Okay, hold on. First, we gotta trade.
Pioshik, yeah, he's gonna get stunned up. Faker goes on over. Carrier is here, but there's first blood. Faker getting taken down very, very low, but there's the flash forward from Effort. Does manage to land the stun, and now Chovy should be falling as well. Yep, passive not gonna be good enough, and Effort picks up the kill.
Effort get inside of jungle camps or skipping some CS in order to not fall down super, super far. And
we were expecting something like a clapback. This is just T1 saying, no, we are fundamentally just better than you guys. Don't worry about it. As, yeah, that is a flash into it as he dives the turret, and that is a very has the package. That should confirm that T1 should be able to lock down Shelly, and now Pioshik is trying to avoid this, but package going to be delivered. That is not what he ordered. Absolutely not.
But they're not even probably opposed to clap.
Yeah, they don't really care. Honestly, the Dragons feel
pretty picked up. He might be able to just get this solo turret gold. And
yeah,
that's a nice
huge
pickup for him. Yep, lost chapter and a blasting one, so they can just ignore him and basically say, who cares, as that's the second turret of the game. And first core item on LeBlanc yet. Doran might just die here again.
Yep, he's just going to get taken down before he can do anything. Effort not even going to die in the interim after tanking up the turret. Shirley goes down, looking to get her first charge. Might even be denied, yeah. Not actually going to utilize it on that particular turret. Is Effort's going to get lit on fire? No. He's just going to walk out. Chovy doesn't have Ignite, of course. So Shirley going to get a charge onto the inhibitor turret. Carrier going down very low. Decent exhaust there as Kuz still able to help grab that turret as Carrier goes gold and had a lot of sticks in him. As you can see, Def now trying his very best to do some relevant damage.
For them here in this game, it looks like T1, yeah. They overextended a little bit too much. And now this is just going to be, I believe, a free dragon. given over to DRX. Now, Chovy's not here, but they're not going to contest it. And so a bit unfortunate.
Okay, well.
A bit of a Owen Wilson here.
Exactly, he's certainly behind enemy lines, but he's going to throw down the Ornhorn anyway, as he gets the knock up onto Deft, but Sentry Turret comes in. There are a lot of Chakrams, and Deft is delivered the kill for free. Going to pick up a bunch of extra as Doran throws in the Ardent Blaze. Canna walking across Vision, and Deft going to get snared up. Goshik has to get out of here as, oh my god, Chovy into the backline. Faker diving on over with the Valkyrie, as there's the dredge line. Goes golden, but into the backline is Canna. Flash out from Deft to make sure that he stays alive as Canna taking all this auto attack damage. The onslaught there from Deft, but he gets exhausted and will be taken down by Teddy. Doran now trying to kite this one out as Gochik is on top of Faker, but he Valkyries again. Gets himself out of the way. T1 will get themselves to Soul Point and win themselves a team fight, but Gochik able to be a hero on the backline, and Chovy as well takes down Teddy. Kaz should be able to answer this one, but there are distortions. There's a lot of funny business that Chovy can throw out, as now should be able to dart his way around this map and teleport himself to safe.
Because T1 now matching in the Infernal Soul Point even in 3 minutes.
Full dredge line barely gets carried out. He has to flash as Fate Skull gets effort in on top of Deft, but he's unstoppable for the moment and is eventually taken down. That's going to be the double kill for Faker. Now Doran in trouble as Teddy hops over the wall. Triple kill for the man in the mid lane for T1 as Doran has been spotted. Faker is chasing him. He wants that Quadra as there is the Blade of the Ruin King, but it's not going to be enough. Canna steals away the Quadra kill. Faker is tilted, but he might still just win the series.
It looks like they're putting their attention on the mid inhibitor. And they're going to end up getting that before quickly moving over to the Baron afterwards. And Chovy, but brought down in the end. Anyway, T1, meanwhile, in live, do capture the Baron. And I think that's it for T1's champions to either be durable enough to live until help arrives, or to just get out of a sticky situation. And I hope that Chovy, he opens that book and he reads what's inside.
Yeah.
As I don't think there's good news inside of it. 45 seconds until Infernal Soul comes up. Baron push. Running down mid. Canna finds Chovy, gets the distortion out.
Yeah, it's going to be the chains that do land, get a little bit of CC, but there's the cast. Doesn't really do too much, but Faker is out of position. Depth charge is going to land. Fate Skull comes in though, and Depth once again going to be the target. Taken down immediately as Chovy off to the side, not able to find the chains, and Carrier is going to get burned down. And now Teddy hopping mad in the back line, looking for more. Gets himself the lifeline passive, nails the Quadra kill, and Chovy's going to be here standing underneath his turret with his little crab emote saying, Teddy, bring it. If you want to get that pentakill, you're going to need to come and take me down. But Teddy's not interested in that. This guy just wants to get himself to the finals on Saturday, and they are going to be able to do so. Faker is looking for Chovy for that 1v1, but it's just not going to matter. Nexus to be taken down. DRX fought back in game number 3, but in the end, it was all T1. And they are going to meet